All right, y'all, today's video is brought to you guys by TISS Fab. No, this is not a paid endorsement. I just want to let you guys know where you guys can get some sick materials, because that is what we're using on Hank's build, and we're making the sickest turbo kit. So hit up TISS Fab. The link is down in the description below. You guys can get stainless. You guys can get titanium. You guys can get V-bands. You guys can get teardrops. The teardrops are absolutely sick. Titanium pie cut teardrops. You don't want to miss out on those. We're running those on Hank building the exhaust here very soon. But you can also get O2 bungs, reducers, different V-bands, a bunch of really great stuff. So check out TISS Fab. The link is down in the description below. The entire store is 20% off if you use the code LSNasty. So go ahead, go over to TISS Fab, pick up some stuff, get your turbo kit built, get it built right. I've been welding some titanium. It sounds kind of scary, but it's actually not too bad. So go out there, check out TISS Fab, and enjoy today's video. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video here in the shop. We have a lot of stuff we are working on, and we are making progress on Hank right now. Kind of been working on Hank at night, working on Slick Rick during the day, and doing a bunch of other fun activities in the meantime, I guess. So it is, what time is it now? 9:30? 10:30? Dude, time flies when you're having fun, but we are making progress. Night shift in session. We got Matt the Prophet here. We got Ava Dog. And we got the Space Heater, because the days of being 75 are gone. It is now 30 degrees and snowing. So just give you guys a little update of what we got going on here with Hank. We got the 408 stroker in there. You guys have seen that a while ago. We got the turbos mounted. You guys have seen that a while ago. We have the hot side on both sides. 90% of the way complete. We have to add the wastegates, which we have these nice handy Motion Raceworks. I burnt the shit out of my hand, so I'm not going to touch it. Motion Raceworks wastegate dump tube merges. Pretty nice.
Yeah, they fit good.
Better show you why they're the shit right here. This is the last thing we have to do actually on the hot side, and then it is completely wrapped up.
So we can see the saddle fits about any bend. Fit there. I'm thinking like somewhere like that.
Yeah, that works with me. So all we have to do is trace it out, take it off, cut it out, weld it on. We already welded the flange on there. Where is it? The flange is already welded on there for the wastegate. So once we do that, then we are good. We'll just dump it right to the atmosphere. And that's pretty much all you got for the hot side. We got our 3 to 4 inch Marmon flange on there. We're going to run an aluminum exhaust down to here, and then we'll have our titanium tips and titanium teardrops out the bumper, kind of right by the tire a little bit, similar to what the cow's got, but the teardrop's a little bit more aggressive. So right now we are working on the cold side. Pull the intercooler off. It's challenging.
It's tight.
The tanks on the end aren't in the best location.
No.
So we'll go over here and give you guys a quick little rundown of what we got. This is a pretty hefty size intercooler, I think, for what we're going to be doing. I think it's going to work really good.
Yeah, especially on the 85. I mean, honestly, we could probably maybe run it non-intercooled. Intercooler would be a lot better. So we're going to cut the outlets off. And then we're going to make it a piece too big.
So generally on an intercooler, the outlets will not be pointed down. They'll be coming straight out. So if they're straight out, it'd be a little bit easier. Now they're pointed down, we have to immediately start our bend up, because essentially the cold side's going to go loop around. The inlet for it is right above it.
Yep, so we're going to cut that on an angle, kick that up like that. 45 reducing coupler to the turbo. hopefully.
On both sides.
Got to clear the bumper. We're gonna weld a V-band flange on this. I mean, we could do a couple. It don't really matter. But...
What, for the charge pipe?
Yeah.
I like the charge pipe. I mean, appearance. No one will really see the silicone. Not that I don't really like the silicone, but I think the race car stuff I'm used to doing, the V-band on one side, Wigan style flange on the other. So I think it looks a little bit cleaner too. You know, it looks a little bit more racy. So I got a 4-inch V-band flange here. I got a Wigan style flange for the throttle body. We'll get that welded on, and then make the charge pipe exhaust, cold side, add blow off valve, wastegates, and then the turbo kit is complete. We're gonna run the radiator in the back. LS3 water pump. Got some fuel rails for our Edelbrock Super Victor, which is pretty nice. Got our balancer on there. Got our ICT billet front cover with our turbo drains, which is pretty nice. I think everything will look good up here. I think it'll look good.
Yep.
We're gonna run our coils on the valve cover solely for convenience. Turbo headers, if they were up and forward, we'd mount them down. If they're down and forward, we mount them up.
Rear mounted radiator.
Rear mounted radiator, so we'll have lots of room.
5th gen Camaro pump. We're not gonna run an electric pump. We're gonna run that, and then we're gonna build a surge tank. You know, any kind of rear mounted radiator stuff or anything. Surge tank's really the ideal way to keep it cool.
I think this thing's gonna look awesome. All said and done.
Intercooler is laid down. We're gonna build a shroud to maybe get some airflow in there. Not really. Right now, we're kind of using the intercooler as a heat sink more. So like, even you could have an intercooler that's like doesn't even have any air flowing through it, and you can make a pass, and your IATs will still be good because you're basically using the thing as a giant heat sink. Now, hot lapping it, you know, we got a problem with that, but you know,
we'll cool it down with nitrous in between rounds.
Yeah, I mean, this car, I mean, you know, if we're racing, I mean, we're gonna be, you know, 30 minutes an hour between rounds.
Oh yeah, even if you just go and right back, pull it back in the lanes, just by shutting it off, it'll cool down quite a bit.
Yeah, so driving it on the street, you know, we're probably not gonna be leaning on it all the way on the street anyway, so a little bit of heat soak. And E85 is really forgiving on intake air temperatures, so run a little bit richer.
This car's evolving into a pretty sweet hot rod.
Oh yeah, no,
it's getting better and better.
Love it.
My kids are gonna go crazy. And what year would that be? 2050 some? 2060?
If we make it that long.
But I think it's gonna look pretty good. I mean, we're just chipping away. Really, I got a feeling that once we get, I really got to get a measurement for a drive shaft and get that ordered in case there's a weight. But once we get the turbo kit really all said and done, then it's going to be kind of like tinkering with it. Get the seats mounted up, get the Holley put in there, run it's a stock Holley harness, so that should plug right up. The only thing we really have to add are trans brake, bump box, and
trans brake, bump box,
boost control,
wire in the dome pressure, just stuff like
and then
that.
wire up headlights, taillights. And then it's turn signals. I mean, then it's. I mean, street car wise, we got a little bit of work left, but then we're pretty close.
Yep.
This is kind of like the hump. Once we get the turbo kit built, we're kind of over the hump, and then we can start messing with it. And I'm going to tinker with it more and more. You know, the longer I have it, put different brakes on it, wheels and tires. You know, upgrade to strange brakes. You know, maybe change the shocks around, put some QA1s on it. Just the longer I have it, you know, the more I'll mess with it. I know right now I'm looking for a hood. I'm looking for a fiberglass Zeus on hood, and I'll sell that one without the Zeus rails. Though Zeus rails will stay. So if anyone that has a hood out there that's like a small cowl, stock appearing fiberglass hood, just let me know. I'd like to purchase it. So
good.
All right, let's get to work.
Welcome back. We haven't really done shit. Right, Ava? Everybody's been asking about my dog. This is my 5-year-old German Shepherd, Ava. It's pretty good. Sit. So anyway, we are about to do the intercooler to throttle body. And we're going to wait on a few things for the turbos of the intercooler just because we could weld some stuff on there. We don't have it, but the thing, like, when you don't have the parts, you know how it is. You put something on there and then you weld it on there, and then it's like shit, it don't fit, and so we need to wait on all our material before we try to do anything. But what I'm about to do is I'm gonna weld the 1/2 of the dual seal flange. So this is a Wiggins style originally. I guess Wiggins came up with it, and then, you know, everybody started doing dual seal stuff. So we're gonna do this. Gonna weld right on there. When I weld them, I mean, some people, they just burn them in there. I like to have a bucket of water, and as I'm welding, you know, I'll weld a little bit and then I'll cool it off, because, you know, if the throttle body warped a little bit and then the blade sticks or it leaks, and it just, I feel like that's the best way to do it. Big giant heat sink is another good way, but I don't have one of those here. But yeah, the dual seal, so basically you have 2 flanges, no ring goes in the middle right there, and then you have that clamp that goes over it. They're good because they do allow for some misalignment, so if everything is moving, you know, things on the 2-step vibrating a little bit, it allows a little bit of movement, and because we're going to be rigid mount on the bottom with a V-band, so I usually always like to run a dual seal, and taking it on and off, it's quick, and it looks pretty badass. TISS Fab, they got a ton of badass shit, so go on there, find some stuff, buy it. Definitely great quality. So we got our water.
Got our water.
So,
You guys not see me welding any aluminum. I am not that guy.
Guys, if you could take
Okay?
6
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy. Okay?
Not the
that guy.
aluminum welding guy.
Yeah, these are a little tricky. They're not super thin. That is going to be normally it sets in there. This is going to be a butt weld, so that's going to make it just a little bit more difficult, but nothing too bad. So we'll get this cleaned up, get some acetone on there, make sure we don't have any oxidation on there, and do it. Bam. No, it just makes you feel like you're going faster. Ah, here, you work the throttle. Man. Man. All right. Yeah, no, I like it. Stock Hood Mafia.
Yeah, nice, bro. Nice.
What do you think? Yeah, I like it too. All right, so we are about to do some work on the intercooler. Had some slight shipping issues. Yeah, so I don't know. We're gonna try to hammer that out. Do something. It's pretty short right there, so it makes it a little difficult. It's got a hole drilled in it for, I'm assuming, IAT. Don't do that. Don't thread your IAT straight in there. Put a bung in it. So I'm gonna weld the V-band on, and then we'll work on getting the charge pipe from the intercooler to the throttle body. We made an incredible discovery.
I have made the discovery of all discoveries. Oh. Look at this handful of time slips. All right, first one here, 2:17 p.m., May 26th, 2019. I was told the car went 490s. I got a 147 60 foot, a 411 short track. Going to the 330, 411. 625 at 105. Let's see what else we got here. This one, not legible.
490s.
620s.
To the 330?
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
No, that's what he meant. He didn't mean like 8, these 330 hits.
All right, here we go. I got a 650.
Uh-oh. Starting to see some consistency here.
Yeah, this is not good. I was hoping that was an aborted run. Oh, this one here. This one got... I got a trap mile an hour of 123, but a time of 690. That's terrible.
Spun on the 60 foot.
This one here could barely read it. 740 at 94. We're trending in the wrong direction, folks.
Kind of reaction times.
070 here. 070. 406 to the 330. 620 at 111.
Oh, yeah, bracket car.
Fucking bracket car. 6 seconds. They got me. Oh, it's been 4s. 620.
Right.
113. Damn it, they got me. 7099. He had it dialed back that pass. Track was greasy. 850. Aborted run.
Has there been one 5-second slip?
No. 620 is the fastest we've been. All right, here we go. This is a big ticket. This is like a big track. 650. Bro, yeah, she's been 4s. Here we go. This is a ticket for the blind people out there. You guys probably see this. It's a 7-1. Oh my God, here we go. 620, and then another 7-1. He's got a slow tune-up dialed in, bro. This one here, a no-time ticket. They just cut it in half. They gave him the 0.
No, they do like our ticket in Bradenton. We just write 490 on it.
Yeah.
So, funny story. We made it.
First time we set the record.
Yeah, we set the record.
We went up 416 in the heat of the day in testing.
Yeah, 416, heat of the day, testing. And go back up there to get the slip, and there was no slip. So she's like, oh yeah, they threw it out. So they were like, the lady's like, she's really nice. She's like, oh, I got it. I'll pull it off the computer. She looks at it and then writes it down on a piece of paper, and we're like, man, it's gonna be tough to pull that one off on the internet.
So we just didn't tell anybody we went at 416 in the heat of the day.
Yeah.
Because we went at 415 at night the next day.
Yeah.
418 in the heat of the day, which I think is more impressive. I think that 418 at 175 at like 3 p.m. tracks like 120 degrees.
Yeah, everybody's knocked the tires off. And
yeah. That's the most impressive patch we made. So,
yep.
Well, this thing here, I would say, will by far be the fastest this thing's ever been in our possession. If you can't tell by this masterpiece.
Possession of anybody.
Yeah, this is the fastest car we'll ever go. How's that hole coming? How many holes have you welded up today?
A lot. No, I didn't. But it's really hot, so I'm going to let it cool down. Because anytime you're trying to weld a hole or anything thin, you want the aluminum just to be as cool as possible.
Bro, also, I'd like to add, so I was welding up the Motion Raceworks flange, knocked it out of the vise, and I caught it because I didn't want it to hit the ground. I caught it right on the weld. Like, I just got done welding it. Perfect imprint. I wish I would have caught
It's
it.
got the Motion logo.
I know. I almost got it with the Motion logo right in the thumb. And then I caught it and I held on to it for a second. I was like, whew, I caught that. And I was like, God dang, that's hot.
I wish I did catch
and
that.
then I dropped it. And then I've been putting mustard on my thumb this whole evening. That's the key to beating a burn.
It's almost ready to smoke.
Yellow mustard. Yeah, like I put mustard on it as my binder. And then I was going to throw the seasoning on there, but I haven't got to that yet.
Yeah.
So we're good. Dude, look at that. Look at how tough that looks, that throttle body on there now.
Bam, tough.
Went from a $100 throttle body to a $200 throttle body in like a couple minutes. I can't weld aluminum, so big shout out to Matt for welding all the aluminum because...
Yeah, I can't really weld aluminum that great either.
Yeah.
We need to get Steven over here to give us some lessons. Steven is a amazing fabricator. He does some really killer stuff.
Yeah, Steven's Steven's a goat. Matt is knocking himself. Everything looks spectacular right now, but yeah, we're just chipping away.
Yep.
Just chipping away. We're building an entire car from scratch. This thing, like 2 weeks ago, was just a bare roller. We got motor transmission in there. We got turbos mounted. We got intake on there. We got fuel rails for it. About to put the injectors and get that all wrapped up. We got the hot side done. Mounting the intercooler. Cut the trunk out. Gutted the car. Took all the wiring out. So once we get the turbo kit stuff done, we get the second seat in there. Got my second Kirky seat. Got my seat bracket in there. Racecraft seat bracket. Big shout to them. I got belts on the way. New shifter on the way. Mount the Terminator. Throw the wiring harness in there because that's cookie cutter wiring harness. Ordered a rear trunk sheet metal cover, but probably just going to have to make our own because that's not going to come in from what I understand. Here's the question. You guys need to comment down below. Do we go parachute and wing? Because I want to drive this everywhere. I've never driven a car with a race wing on it. Is that tacky or is it cool?
I think it's cool. I think that the wing just makes it look fast even sitting there.
So we're going wing.
Yeah. I mean,
And do we go cowl hood? Like a little cowl hood? Like that thing right there deserves to be going 620s for the rest of its life.
Yeah. I guess I've changed the appearances that I've liked over the years. And
You like stock hood?
I used to like cow hoods. I was like, man, that cow hood, a good bubble hood.
Dude.
Vano style hood, it looks good.
I was trying to get like a Sunoco style hood for this until I built it, and then I was like, I like the stock hood.
Yeah.
And then like the Black Sheep, I like the stock hood, not a cowl. The Colorado, I like the stock hood.
Yeah, MK Ultra getting a stock hood and going to cut it out. And man, that cowl, like, it's hard to see out of it. Especially, and that car won't be too bad because you sit up high, but you get in some of these race cars where you're sitting on the floor and, like, when you had a cowl hood in the mix, you just, like, you don't even know where the other guys are.
I think the new Edge does look good with a cowl. I used to play that Need for Speed Pro Street game back in the day, and, like, my go-to car was, like, the new Edge.
Yeah.
And I'd drag race. I'd whoop every son of a gun out there. So maybe, like a little cowl, but I got to see if they make, like, a stock-style fiberglass hood. We'll see.
Yeah, they make, like, a quarter-inch cowl.
I don't know. I'll have to shop around. But you guys have comment down below. Motion Racework sells a parachute. I don't know if we would just get a universal parachute mount and put it on, or maybe just see if I could buy like the bar part from Motion that bolts on, because when you put a drag wing on a car, like for example, a lot of those parachutes, they're like right here behind the back of the car. Now if you put like a 15-inch wing on there, the parachute's tucked up under the wing and it doesn't really work well. Like you want it to be like where the wing stops, you want your parachute to really be mounted there and sticking out. So.
Yeah, the Racecraft parachute with the push bar set up, it extends out past, and we got, I don't know if we have any material here. I can bring some up next time. We can make a little parachute mount for it. And
damn street car with a parachute mount push bracket. That'd be badass. I don't know why we'd ever push it, but we'd have the ability.
Yeah, I mean, if we're racing it, we got the push car, we might as well push it. That way we ain't got to worry. This thing's not going to have a external training cooler on it, so, by doing that, we can keep it cooled off a little bit.
God, this went for my daily driver. Now we're talking about racing it. I think I'm going to put a parachute wing on it.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see. Dual parachutes. No, I'm just kidding. Just one. We get one Shroud 430. Air launcher? No air launcher. God, I
hate a pilot chute.
I'm getting to that point where I'm spoiled. Like, I don't want to.
Yeah, if you guys have ever had a parachute, if you don't have a parachute, don't even mess around with the spring launcher. Don't mess around with the pilot chute. Go straight to the air launcher.
If you're fast enough to have a air launcher parachute, you probably
any
have
parachute.
Really, any parachute. You probably have either CO2 or nitrous in the car. So
I would add a CO2 bottle just for an air chute if there's a nitrous car.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to run it off the nitrous.
The big ones with the big spring, like on the Bad Apple, that thing will cut your hand off. So don't buy those. But the ones with the pilot chute, yes, they are more affordable. But like,
you have $150 more in the air launcher and other stuff. And
when you say it like that, for $150 more bucks, it's like a no-brainer.
Yeah, no, you can do it, especially if you buy the kit, or you can piece them together. You can do a lot of things, and then you can do cool stuff like you can release it off of the.
I got to do a strutless wing though.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because it's got to go up with the trunk if we open the trunk, especially if the fuel cell's back there. It's got to be strutless. So I think Motion sells a wing for it.
I have made some fuel cells in the rear that still fill off of the factory filler.
I have a Speedmaster fuel tank. It's like $72.
Okay. And you can still do it. I mean, you can get it to where it fills off of. I've done some Fox bodies like that. Fuel cell in the rear, but fill off the neck.
That would be nice because then you'd honestly never have to open the trunk. Put charging lugs on the back. Never open the trunk.
It's got an alternator. You don't need to charge it.
Well, I'm saying if we're at the track.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, charging lugs if we do that, but it's got an alternator. You don't need to charge it. I mean, if the thing's running, it's building battery voltage. It doesn't matter if the battery's low or anything. Once that thing fires up.
I gotta put a Mondo transcooler on it with the fan.
Like yeah, I got some good ones I like to use.
A dual pass. Is it B&M?
Yep.
B&M dual pass ones. They were nice.
B&M dual pass. It's like from motorhome.
I just ordered a bunch of Holley stuff. I should have got that. I got a shifter for it. I got an air solenoid for it. It's gonna be air shifted at the track.
Yep.
Just out of convenience, just because.
No, you gotta have. If you guys are trying to go fast, don't put an air shifter on there.
I want to go fours in the car, but then I want to like say, hey, you want to hop in there and drive it, and it's way like someone that gets in a new car. If you don't know the car, especially for how fast they go, if you're like, hey, shift it at like 7,100 RPMs, they're not going to shift it at 7,100 RPMs.
No, you won't. I mean, there's no way that you can't get the consistency of an air shifter.
Going as fast. I was consistent in this car, but I drove this car every single week.
Yep.
And I was able to get, but like, I'm still off, 200 or 300. That's close. Yep. You got to think if you're trying to really go fast and every number counts.
Yeah, air shifter bangs at the same time every single time, and you don't have to worry about. I'm a big believer in the more you remove the driver having to do it. And I know it's like, hey, not a driver's car anymore, but the more
a lot of the driving is not necessarily. There's a lot of gas pedal pushers and shift throwers out there.
Yeah,
the driving is like I think it's the decision making.
Yeah, if I'm not worried about shifting it, I can be worried about, hey, is the car going straight? Is it, am I having to drive it out of the wheelie? Like, there's just all these, all these things that are going on, and, sometimes it knocks the tires off, and then you're like, oh man, I missed my shift, and where am I shifting at? And it's like,
especially in a race too, like,
it's high stress.
If we're gonna go out there and run it in these streetcar classes where you have to drive the thing 30 miles. And then go to the lanes. Like, when you get back from the streetcar cruise, you're ready to race.
Yep.
So, we're there to win it. So, if an air shifter helps, then watch, they're going to put some new rule out. It's like, no air shifters allowed. Like,
yeah, they did that with a stick class. No, pneumatically.
As if that matters. As if the air shifter matters. Like, literally anyone could put an air shifter, an electric shifter. Anyone can. Just because they don't choose to doesn't mean other people shouldn't be able to. So, we'll see. Well, definitely cowl hood, definitely shoot, definitely. God, I'm going broke. I don't know when in Rome, right? This might be, since like we've been building cars. Obviously, the cow, like I've owned that for a while, but since we've been building cars here out of LS Nasty, this might be the sickest street car that we've built. If you think about the street cars we built, not even built, I'd just say owned. The Vet was a pretty cool street car. Well, see, all the cars that have kind of come through have been like giveaway cars. The Boosted Rooster was sick. That was a badass street car, but I didn't really drive it a lot because I got to the point where we just keep it in the trailer and go to the track Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it was a street car. I did drive around a little bit, but that thing was badass. It was cool and everyone loved it. And then I had like the Turbo Ranger. That thing was fun. Drove that around all the time. And then I had Charlie Murphy and Boomhauer, the two Mustangs. They were sick. I drove those both around quite a bit. They were really fun, but they're still nothing like the caliber of what this is.
Yeah, well, those other cars, I mean, when you had them, you weren't planning on keeping them.
I was giving them away, so I never really put the thought into them like, hey, what shifter do I like? I just put a shifter in there that was a shifter. I got the turbos that I wanted. I got the motor that I wanted. I got, pretty much everything on this we built from scratch. That's what we think is the best parts for the job.
Yep. Excited.
I'm excited.
Hanging front wheels out 200 feet.
And as soon as that thing gets going, this thing will be coming out with its brand new turbo kit from Her on Speed. So like, we're just gonna be like fresh in the game of street cars.
Man, I want to put that thing on Holley so bad.
Yeah, I don't know about that.